Fnatic haven't been as dominant as you would think on this map as of late. And yeah, of course, they're going to run the same comp they've been running since like 1952.
Yeah, I mean, as Kakuka said, there's really no reason for them to change it. I think it's tried and tested, all metas, this agent got buffed, this agent got nerfed, this comp has stood the test of time. I think Lotus is a solved map with this comp. For KC, I'm interested in the Arviz raise, the Martin Yoru. I would have liked to see the Harbor from Sadhak when Lotus first came out. When Lotus first came out, I was a big Harbor enjoyer. You can go back, watch Lock-In. Vitalia Lock-In, we're running solo Harbor.
Yeah, how did you do?
We won. We won Lotus. That's all.
And that's about it, no?
We beat Global Esports.
If I speak. But if we take a look at the fact that if KC lock this in, you know, this is the double duelist here. Fnatic, they have struggled, albeit different comp in terms of the other agents KC are going to run. But against Paper Rex, you know, Fnatic, they did not look good.
I want to see if they bring back, especially with them starting on the defense, if we're going to see a lot of Odin. I think that Crash's utility is going to be super, super important. But today and for after kickoff, he has been delivering. So really hope that he locks in that fade. And for the side of Karmine Corp, I think that they're going to mostly go for their C executes that we've been seeing them being very explosive at. I want to see if they can bring a little bit of surprises. I want to see Aves playing a little bit like Jake, you know?
Yeah, but I want people to give Aves a little bit of grace. Granted, there was a couple of mistakes made on map 1, but Ray's very different ballpark Gorilla for him.
Yeah, for sure. I think Ray's on this map in general is just good. Like, it's solid. It's similar to Bind, where there's a lot of cover when you're attacking that you don't really need to, like, survive for too long with extra util, like Jet using the Cloud Burst to kind of keep yourself alive. Like, on C, you can satchel, like, you know, under the double box. A, there's loads of different places that you can satchel with cover. So, Ray's on this map is great.
Again, we need to think about the homework coming into this week. The same way that Fnatic knew that Bind was a very big possibility, KC should know that, especially with the composition that they run and the amount of times that they've shown this Lotus and how comfortable Fnatic is on this map, this could be the easiest way for Fnatic to have an easy second map. So I want to see if the same level of preparation was done from the side of KC as we saw from Fnatic, since they decided not to change the composition and double down on this the having the Cypher, the do not include the second smoke, and the going with the double duelist.
Yeah, and I want them to learn from some of the mistakes as of late, you know. Fnatic, a couple of tournaments where they could have closed out certain series way sooner, maybe not get reverse sweep as well. So this is somewhere, even though they're comfortable, they haven't looked dominant as they used to be, and just mentally on the server, Gorilla, this is where teams get dangerous, you know. The job is not done. You have to win this map.
The job is done until Alpha stands up. That's the curse, right? Like, Alpha stands up, okay, it's going overtime. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if they're 12-3 up, so yeah.
I really like Suigetsu on this map. I really hope that he keeps showing the phase that he was showing throughout stage 1. He's rerolled onto the smokes. I think it fits him more than he would like to say, and I really hope that he's able to make the difference.
Yeah, and they like to be ballsy here, don't they? They like to fight. They're not going to be afraid. They will be starting on the attack.
In my opinion, they need to.
Yeah, well, this is it, though. If KC don't win this, they will be starting off their season with a loss. And Mitch and Tom, nobody wants that.
Thank you, Yinsu. Yo, the desk talked a little bit about the homework, and you know what? So far for KC, it hasn't been a passing grade. That was a dominant first map out of Fnatic, but Tom, if you're to look at the positives, what could change here for KC?
I think firstly going back to that double duelist, I think having the explosive nature of Aves, like that we've seen him on a Phoenix as well, I think when he gets rolling, he can be very difficult to stop. I think they're also starting on the attack side, which, okay, in recent form, Fnatic have been better on the defense, but we always sort of remember them on this map, having those attack side, like, control of everything. My only worry, especially going into the second half, is going to be Elite. I think that having a Cypher on this map can be incredibly strong. I just don't know if he's had the performances of that sort of strong Sentinel, like super reliable. I think even on the last map, you saw moments where he has a full set of utility, and he goes, I'm going to take the peak though, and then all of that utility is gone. So, especially in the second half, he's going to be my focal point. For now though,
See what James can do. He's got a challenge on his hands. Ray's on the other side, snuck behind the box, found one already, puts Aves to bed. That's a solid opening, a return as Chronicle had already fallen towards that A site, but now Fnatic hold the advantage. A mistake, a misstep from KC, another as they walk back into that angle. Kayak still ready and waiting. The need to delay, but it only sends them back towards Crashies. Pick your poison for Sadik. Sheriff in hand, he'll find the first. But the flank coming in quickly, and it will close in favor of Fnatic.
I'm getting used to just Kayak getting triple kills with the Sheriff and pistols now.
Every pistol round.
Just
It was the Ghost in the first one.
Yeah, no, I just mean in general, like going over the past couple of tournaments as well. Like, I feel like he's just been so good with this weapon. It does, again, start with a little bit of a mistake, like the Prowler not clearing that close angle means that he's able to get away with murder. I like the supportive paranoia that was also put through from Boaster.
I need the dog on the left, bro.
There you go. But ultimately, it gives Fnatic the start that they wanted. Obviously, it was mentioned on the desk that their recent form maybe hasn't been as good as it used to be, but it used to be flawless. But they also lost the teams like K-Brax, who went on to win the entirety of Toronto, and a very informed Wolves. So I'm not really worried. And then you look at the other side, and there are similar losses.
Oh.
Aves has done well here.
Yeah, maybe not the round I would have hyped him up in, but he's already found a double. That classic drawing blood and thirsty for more. Low HP on these players that he's pushing onto. Chronicle and Boaster looking vulnerable, and they're going to continue the push here with Martin finding another. This round has spiraled in favor of Galminka as Alphayear is now the last man standing. A big play needed, a Marshall in his hands, and look, if he can find the shots onto these players, everybody will go down with just one to the body. That could be easier said than done.
Planted.
Got a firing squad waiting for him. With the post plant in play, time is on KC's side.
Have to be another blip. Shot not connected, and eventually Aves is there to convert a triple that started with a classic. It is a round that, I'll be honest with you, I have absolutely no idea how they managed to take it over the line. They had no business doing that. I also want to say as well, like, I don't think I've ever seen Bogdan's Law taken into consideration with a rifle before, because Boaster was healthier than Chronicle when he gave him the rifle.
Yeah. That one-shot headshot. His performance was good in the last map. Kayak started out here with a triple kill. Another pistol for Fnatic, 3 for 3, but... Oh no, actually, there's a 3K in the pistol to start, but KC won it, I'm pretty sure. Even still. This one hasn't gone according to plan, not able to convert off the back of it. KC now gain the economic advantage. They've got rifles, they've got credits, and they're up against little to nothing. A couple of weapons scattered throughout the classics that are in play. One away from a showstopper on Kayak. It's not like there's no dangers in this round, but a gun. They should be much easier to face off against.
Alpha's already gone. That is the Guardian, but it should be retrievable.
That'll be for Kayak.
Yeah. There we go. He just knew that Alpha would die.
Faith that Alpha would go down early. You love to see it.
Knew what he was getting into. KC taking their time. That's what I like to see. Like, you have a huge weaponry advantage. You've been able to upgrade completely into rifles. Boaster's got a Bucky though. Who knows what could happen? Probably going to get shot, but maybe he won't.
That's why you come to this stream for the in-depth analysis.
Nah, that's why you watch TMB. Yes.
Oh, nice opportunity for Chronicle. Stinger's already got one. Numbers go back in favor of Fnatic for just a moment, but that's great work from Chronicle.
10 seconds
He delays them. The spike will ultimately go down. Boaster trying his best to deny the Bucky. Now heard ringing out, and that will quell any ambitions of pushing towards Waterfall. But my eyes on Kayak. Chronicle's now given him an opportunity. If a kill is found and the showstopper comes online, they can commit it. And they can fire their way in here with the paranoia, with the nade that's now thrown through. That's doing damage. There's the shot and the follow-up. Showstopper online. Fired through for Seketsu. And another triple early on for Kayak. Fnatic are back on the board. Even with a pretty weak buy. That rocket launcher made all the difference.
Oh, the base save card Thrifty is what gets the round home. Chronicle just being able to get that much done with so little, but yeah, it's Kayak once again, the supportive utility. Basically, the other two players just along for the ride. In the Kayak backpack, just like, I'll give you a paranoia. Here you go, I'll give you a seize. And he just kills everybody as they go running along. Wow. Casey, you know it's bad when Casey are taking a timeout in round 4. Like, that's where we're at right now. They won the second round, they lose the third to some individual brilliance, and they've gone, I've already seen enough.
Kayak having 3 in the pistol, finding orbs along the way. This got him that showstopper. You got to commend him as well, though. He finds the first pick, and he doesn't default to activating the ult. Finishes his dinner of that second player, and it's the showstopper to fittingly close out the round. For KC, that grinds what should have been an early start. Grinds it to a halt. They call a timeout. They take a moment with their coaching staff because right now, they also avoided a lot of the danger. They played slow towards the A site. That's where the rotates came in. They made the read. They went back. They had only Chronicle to deal with there, and he finds a double. And that's really where the first domino began to fall.
Yeah, they only had to deal with the player with the most trophies of all time.
Seems like a pretty big task when you put it that way.
It always seems to be. Like I feel like he's the player that you watch most in scenarios that are impossible, and he still comes out. I'm just thinking of Bind, where he went in alone to a stacked up A site with a Sheriff, comes out with 2 kills. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but we just accept that's what Chronicle's going to do. A much faster paced look, but Evers has been slowed. Actually, Crashes has already opened up. This is looking damning already.
The paranoia went through, but they can't get around the corner in time to deal with it. They know Alpha's close. But Kayak slips through and grabs himself one. Elite, though, punishing him with info on the player towards the door. He's ready for the fight, but he doesn't win it to start with, giving Alpha a chance, but then putting him to bed, leaving it all on Boaster. Whatever was said in that timeout, it almost worked. They still need to deal with the IGL himself. 5 HP, 1 shot to take him down. That's all that's needed. Sadek has a rifle to work with. Plenty of bullets can come Boaster's way. Only one to delete him with the plant coming through. Sadek seems to have the advantage.
Maybe Boaster had the assumption that he'd go all the way to the other side of the map. Have a safer opportunity for a plant, but Sadek instead is just looking where Boaster could have gone. The problem is Boaster needs the element of surprise. He's got 5 HP. Anything else would be a massive risk. He's going to just try and at least get this one to half, but I can't believe he's going to try and stick it all the way, trying to bait Sadek in for the fight, and it's a lot closer than you might have thought, but Sadek will get the job done. Maybe a bit of over-aggression from Fnatic in the 4 versus 2, but Casey will take that all day long. And this back and forth keeps going.
Starting out with a double in favor of the side of Fnatic. They get punished immediately, though, and it's Elite finding both of those kills that opens the door for them.
Don't overthink right now. Just
focus. That's the word.
Yeah, he said just focus.
There.
A lot.
Most of those
just
letters
focus
are
a lot.
Well, back and forth to start this one out. KC certainly not willing to give up on this series just yet. Could have been a strong start for them. It could have been a great beginning for Fnatic, but instead, we're neck and neck. The economy favoring KC and the opening pick found for the attackers.
It's been the best start to the game for either of these teams, but whoever is the first to get 2 in a row should be the one to be happy, but every single time someone gets an advantage, it seems to slip away. The Nightfall at least lets them know the site is clear. Crashes looked to try and get the jump. He was already low on HP, so needed the element of surprise. But look at the guns now. Fnatic have found a couple more rifles. Boaster looking to swing, but he'll be met with Elite.
Nice shot back by Kayak again. Another triple from this man. I don't know what they put in his cereal, but he's now just 2 away. Damage done. 1 HP on Sadek. But he lands the shot in time. KC, they will string the rounds together. 2 in a row now, and the lead finally theirs.
Same. That was only a half buy though from Fnatic, so they're going to look to try and get right back on the horse. Kayak already with his third triple kill of the game. It has been a great performance individually, but other than the couple of kills coming through from Chronicle over on the C site, it has been silent from almost everybody else. I'm sure KC won't mind, especially now as they've got that dimensional drift available. Viper's Pit less dangerous. Kayak is still looking to try and aggress though with this operator.
Aves down, trades out that early fight, removes the showstopper that definitely could have been a big part of entering into this C site. Dimensional drift will still be used though to clear out this pit, finding it completely open. Chronicle just concedes that control, a good counter in play on the other side. He won't get back in time. Pit fallen. Big pillar of this Fnatic defense has crumbled. Plan could be found, but you know, they're conscious that there could be a play, and it's a good thing too. In goes the C's, in goes the snake bite, and out go KC. The B site, their new target. Players are here, but caught behind a smoke. Kayak catches Martin trailing towards that C site. Plant not yet found with 25 seconds on the clock. It will be stuck down safely, but in comes the showstopper now, and it doesn't quite get the kill. Chronicle ahead of it. Elite in for another. And we're back to even footing. Sadik spots them out, backs off, and allows Elite to walk away with the triple. KC climbing further into the lead.
I said he was going to be my highlight for the second half as someone who needed to perform, but I think he's been the highlight over on this first. Although it's been a KC round, most of the guys down as this. Maybe he would have wanted to get it in a round victory, but hey, you know, I don't think he's going to be smiling and dancing just yet. Maybe we can let him know at the end of the game instead. But hey, you know, somewhere in here he did get an assist.
It is the feather in his cap.
That was it. That was it. It was
with Chronicle.
He would have got it from the showstopper as well. You never know.
There you go. But that is the first time in EMEA that we've had a player hit 1,000 assists. So if ever there was a doubt that Boaster's a team player, that is fully extinguished here.
Sure, Angel will be next.
1,000th trade from a teammate, perhaps. I think he might have hit that already.
1,000th first death.
On a controller, back in the days. Oh, we miss his brimstone. Don't bring it back. The things I do, and a timeout from Fnatic.
Those stats don't count though, do they?
No,
technically weren't. There you go. So he'd definitely be over 1,000 if those stats.
Oh, without a doubt.
100,000 maybe. Well, it's going to be a Fnatic pause now. We saw that come in.
A Fnatic pause, is that what we call it?
Came in. There you go.
It's okay. We're just teasing you. It's not really a tech pause. Little misclick in the background. We're good to go. It was a timeout, a regular
See, I was correct. You should listen to me and not the wall. I am more correct than the wall.
Oh, we've got the blue wall in the studio. He thought he'd balance it out a little bit with the red wall on the other side.
I think it's needed though. Like, there's been some back and forth round, but where KC have made mistakes and given Kayak openers, I feel like we have seen Sadak and Elite be able to really exploit this defensive side of Fnatic and maybe even have those sort of advantages and let them slip away. We mentioned, I think it was earlier, that they have, what was it, an 81% 5v4. I don't think that's been the case here. They have been getting even bigger advantages and let them slip away. And I think it's important that the coaching staff gets a little bit of time to talk this through. I don't think there's any doubt that in the second half they could turn it around and even turn it around here. But as said, in recent form, they've been better on the defense.
You think about the series so far as well. KC could have come in here feeling locked out, especially after that third round victory. Third fastest team on Lotus. You remember from yesterday who the second and first are, Tom?
It was Foot was second, and then Liquid was first.
Yes, very
Easy.
good, Tom. You passed the test.
And
flying
fourth.
colors.
I don't know.
Oh, that would have been impressive. That would have been very impressive, actually. I would have had to fact check whatever you just said. It's okay. Yeah, Fnatic have been the strongest team in stage one at retakes, and it looks like another's going to be needed. A dominant early fight. This B blitz has worked for KC even when they've got classics in their hand. And no surprise, the Showstopper does a bit of a better job of clearing out those angles. Now we're off to a 4 versus 2 with pistols on the other side.
Yeah, they played it
should
safe.
be done.
I like it from KC. Like, you know that your opponents have just had a pause, potentially going to have some sort of game plan for this round. And so you just go, okay, we're going to go very quickly into that. We're going to use the Showstopper to take all the risk away. We still have 3 more ults to play with. One of them, I would say, is very high impact as well. It's not going to allow for any further shenanigans. 5 rounds guaranteed. Even an extra kill coming up for Sadak. It won't be an orb because he's already got his ultimate online, but that's not too much for a problem. They are going to extend that lead a little bit further. Things are looking very good right now for KC.
Oh, this is about as good of a bounce back as you could hope for. They lost the pistol coming into Lotus. Won the second, lost the third. I mean, those are so many pitfalls that they went straight into. And since then, it has been nothing but their game.
I like positive feedback. I'm being told on the prompter that I was correct. You telling me I was correct wasn't enough. They needed to put it on our prompter to be like, by the way, just in case you thought Mitch was wrong, you were actually correct.
They're just as impressed as I was that you remembered that from yesterday. Well done.
It's more impressive that you remembered it.
I didn't, that's why I asked you.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I remember the surprise that Team Liquid were our fastest attacking team, getting the plant down. Do you remember the time?
45, I think, and then 46 for Foot.
It was 56 seconds left, yeah, was Foot. So 44, yeah, you're right.
Back in the buy now, Fnatic. This is where you expect them to have a response, but as I said, still with that Nightfall online. Thus far, seeing a quieter game from some of the performers we've come to expect a lot from. Not that man, though. Kayak has been on fire throughout, 14 and 6 with only 2 rounds on the board. And well, Boaster has got his trusty Odin. He doesn't trust it enough in that fight.
You know what? I can certainly understand it. With a clean retreat back towards Tree, he will be spamming away, but just about misses the boat. Double peek coming in towards this C site from both teams, but it's Martin who fails to get anything on the board. He wants the gate crash back site, but has to outweight the Nano. And now in it goes. They haven't spotted
30 seconds left.
A well-placed flash and a well-timed TP could change the tide of this round in their favor, but they've gone in dry. Chronicle doesn't land the shots, but Alpha's there to pick up the slack. Finds another. It's actually Kayak to land that. With Alpha here, still defending the site with 12 seconds left. The clock is not even their biggest enemy. The spike down in the open, and it's the wall bang from Boaster to close it. Fnatic back on the board.
Kayak just running around like he is dead at this stage. It feels like if they can avoid him for the majority of the round or even trade like 1 to 3, that has ended up being enough for them in a lot. 15 and 7. The rest of the team don't even match up to that. That's what we're currently sat at in the server, is the rest of Fnatic sat down on 13 kills while he has 15. Avoid Kayak will have to be the play. But for KC, with the way that the rounds have gone, they are going to have economy. Aves waiting for this aggression to come through. And they have spotted Kayak, and they're going the other way. Good job, lads.
It's definitely the right play. You're 5-3 down and he's 15 and 7. You do not see that very often. Especially when he's finding these kills early in the fights. It's not like he's playing exits. Alfier, he's gone down a couple times early. This time it's a spam through the smoke that eliminates him. And an ult off the back of it. Lets KC know that the C side is stacked, but B's a little bit more open. The problem is the one man defending it is the guy you don't want to run into. It's Kayak, forced back by the Nightfall and TP'd on by Sagetsu. A big play for KC. And a 5v2 is their reward. And almost assuredly 1 round for them. And with Chronicle in the ground, Crashies doesn't really have a choice but to save, but to attempt to save. With the numbers in play, with the economy in favor of KC, and with credits low on Fnatic, they would certainly do well to hunt him down. And already you can see Sadak has taken that quest, but he is looking the wrong way.
Satisfying.
Spidey senses, which are actually not tingling. I also like the trade-up for Kayak. 2 ultimates. is equal to killing Kayak. That's what they needed to do. The TP behind him while using the Nightfall. Incredibly impactful. While Aves is going to make sure that Crashies does not live to fight another day. He will be hitting the deck, and although for him going into the next round, that won't be too much of a problem. For his team, it definitely will be.
There's definitely some players that would have liked to have a weapon dropped over them. I think Chronicle pretty low on credits. Boaster won't be able to afford that trusty Odin. And then the debate comes up whether they fully invest or not. Boaster has 57 Odin kills on Lotus.
I'd say
VCT
8 is
previous to
pathetic,
today.
There.
8 of them are wallbangs. That's a
just
very
specifically
low
on
number.
A.
Well, I mean,
It's not quite as bad.
you'll see the occasional
I was
wallbang
like,
on
there's
C.
no way it could be A.
You
Yeah,
won't
he
see many
literally
on
did
B.
one the other round.
A is really the spot where they come through. I've seen him take a lot of fights in the open with that weapon. Alphayer again being punished. This is a lower buy round, so you're going to take some risks, but this can't continue. They're losing that Sentinel at the start of so many rounds. Chronicle with a classic, finds
given a
one, and
gun.
that's a gun in his hands.
I don't know how he does it so regularly.
There.
Kayak in position. Operator was watching. Chronicle looking to hold on to the cross. Somehow this feels more than doable. And well, Showstopper now popped. It's going to be the battle of the raises, and Aves went forward. He wanted to try and get up in his face. They're now going to finally deal with him. I think he was expecting maybe a TP to sight, but this is port time. Crashies has Nightfall, and now a gun. He could get both of these players with the ult, especially now that the info has been found instead. It was just a distraction.
Yeah, the smoke fading there really sold Sugetsu out. Sadic's all alone. They know where he is. The Prowler's hunting him down, and that is just going to get the relocation from Boaster. He can sprint as well, knowing that Sadic can't hear a damn thing. Boaster's running ahead of it. He's making the play all by himself, and the Stinger packs a punch in this battle. Fnatic up to 4, closing in that gap.
Thrifty.
I can feel like a broken record, but that pace safe card, Thrifty, did feel like it was delivered once more by Kayak, just being able to put that rifle into position, get the showstopper delay, and then you just saw the long wraparound that came in from Crashies, who ends up being there to close out the round, but none of that would be possible if it wasn't for that initial piece of delay.
Martin, bro, what is he doing, bro?
Frustration.
It's all right, our desks are reinforced from Barber.
Yeah, we've had to upgrade.
You're going to have to do a lot more damage than that.
Solid steel down on that stage in the coaching booth.
Made of adamantium.
2 rounds in between them. Fnatic closing the gap. The work isn't yet done. KC are right back in to an aggressive play, moving towards this A site. Boaster gets out. Avoided all that utility thrown at him, falls right back in, puts the paranoia into play. That's going to delay that little bit further. He's got teammates, but they're outside the smoke. He can be pushed on here. They don't have utility to clear him. Instead, they're going to just look for the fights, doubling up, swinging through, jumping and headshotting him. That's a great fight for Sadic to take. Well, a great one for him to win, more so.
Seems like a odd decision though, like Boaster re-aggressing when they have that lockdown. And now the fight's just stringing back and forth, but still ending up in the favor of KC. They're controlling this one. Being calm in the manner in which they do it. We've talked about this team as being fiery, sometimes literally, in their compositions. But right now they're being controlled. Following the leadership of Sadic, and I love this. Just completely resetting this fight. Okay, we don't know where Crashies is, but we can have a damn good guess as to where he isn't.
Well, we've seen Crashies win those fights before. Think back to that round on Bind that should have been done, and he manages to land a triple. That brings him right back into the site, back into the retake.
Blocking the wallbang.
They run into him, it could have been done, but instead Sugetsu's ready and waiting for the rotation. 7 on the board for KC. The lead extended, a guaranteed lead at the halftime. That was an incredible fight for Sadic. You got to feel hard done on the other side.
Spike down.
Even Kayak swinging in here with the operator. He was dealt with immediately. That's a big round from Sugetsu, leaving Fnatic with a couple of problems coming into this round. Take a look at the economy. You've got 2 players who will be on pistols, on stingers. You've got a Spectre in play. That weapon's not that good when you're up against pistols, let alone against Vandals.
The Viper's Pit's not bad, though.
It could be good. Hide the projectiles.
He's definitely going to be using it in this round at some point, unless he gets eliminated immediately. Sadak again, we're talking... What? All right.
Cue it up, Andy.
Well, I think, yeah, that was just Martin
One.
jumping across and getting headshotted while doing it. It has been an insane performance from one man and one man alone. Elite under pressure.
Face your fear!
And in the meantime, the Nightfall's gone in. This has bought that extra space for Sugetsu to play with. But even still, that's the spike now dropped through the pit. That was just, again, more spam coming out of Kayak. They've at least been able to deal with him. Maybe the main danger has gone. The rest of the weaponry, well, the main gun only really in Crashy's hands.
Being reliable, but he's not on the right side. See is where the push is coming down. Sugetsu can't really afford to play through this pit. They have no idea where Chronicle is, and fighting inside of it is almost a sure loss. If he goes down here, they have to go B. But now they've got options. Door, though, is going to lock them out, so another swing needed. 22 seconds. Pit still up. Spike on its way. Chronicle far back enough that he won't be able to fight this, but he steps forward and sprays down Aves. Now Crashy takes Sugetsu, and Elite is all alone. The spike needs to be planted. He has to stick
No
this.
chance.
They've got the bodies to throw at this. The round is now done. All Crashies has to do is round this corner, live or die. The round is for Fnatic.
It's been a back and forth throughout this map so far with KC, I think deservedly in the lead, playing incredibly well on their side of things. But there is still a lot more to come. We'll find out if they can close this after the break.
Welcome back, folks. 7-5. KC, as Tom said, deservedly in the lead after that first half, but plenty more still to fight for. Fnatic, one of the best teams at playing from behind, now move to their attack side here on Lotus.
Kayak is 20-11 and is losing. Like, it just doesn't seem fair. He's been having an incredible performance on this map, and oh, funnily enough, the second highest fragger in the server is Sadak. And I said it. Like, I think just having more time with this roster, obviously it was thrown together, a mass mix of cultures. He has only got better and better. And well, make that number 21 for Kayak. I think he's coming for that May record that was pulled out only a day or so ago.
You think the average lifespan of Alfier has been on this map like 15 seconds? I feel like he's barely played. Guy has been shut down in almost every early fight. Think of the defense towards C side. He was just being shredded through smokes, through walls. It didn't matter. I actually think we could add a stat of how many people he saw, and it would not be that many.
Here.
Having a really tough game.
Luckily, Kayak is getting enough kills for the both of them. Or maybe not. They are losing. Sadak already spotted, and a couple of low players, which means the Kayak 3K in pistols is becoming more and more likely as the seconds go by. It's something that Fnatic have always been a master of on this map, is playing with those rotations, spamming the doors, trying to bait people into making a move. Still 2 players committed to the B site, but it seems like Sadak is starting to realize where this push is coming in, and Elite will have the majority to do here.
Elite as well. Oh, no! Martin doesn't. That's disastrous! I thought it was going to be another messy fight in favor of Chronicle. Luckily, he is taken down, but it's a 2v2. It's winnable yet again.
One enemy remaining.
Damage on both of those players, though, and KC will close it out. That got a little messy, and a round that Martin will be quick to forget.
They got it over the line. That's the main thing, especially with how low HP their players were and how this round sort of started out. It was actually the fact that they didn't over-rotate with all the steps and push in the last sort of 20 seconds or so on the other side of the map that left them still with players in position. And while both players, I believe, on 25 HP.
One more. Nice! Let's go!
He's actually playing a roller coaster simulator at the same time.
One more. That's the most animated I think I've ever seen him. But it was a right jump scare.
That's how you do. You got dodge bullets in real life. That's how you get good at the game.
Oh man. Bringing the virtual reality to life, but for Fnatic, it's a Marshall in this round. It's a couple pistols upgraded. Not much else to report back on. Still with Kayak on the server, you can never count them out. 21 and 12 with 5 rounds in their favor. Seems like no matter what happens, he always shows up. Did he show up in this round? There's so much up against them. Alpha, yeah, there it is, an opening duel for Alpha. He's back on the horse. Chronicles picked up one. Wall's going to go down soon. That gives Alpha the chance.
No, I can't.
On that side swipe, they keep it up a little longer. The reset as those players fall back. A nice shot. Good damage dealt by Alpha.
Not as much as he'd like.
Definitely not, but a 4v3 nonetheless.
Oh, we can't do this in both halves, can we? This horrific back and forth, but it seems like we're on for it again. Alfie has now found himself a Guardian, as if things weren't bad enough, as Sugetsu is at least going to even up the scoreline. Alpha puts another in the dirt, and that time has been ticking for a while. He's in a good position, and realistically, Boaster, all he has to do is run in and try and deny this. There goes one. Sadak, I feel like he almost actually tried to stick it. It's going to be incredibly late. While Boaster realizes, actually, I can just run in and die. It is going to go back and forth. It is going to continue. The madness of Lotus. Oh, it's doing my head in.
They've done it again, man. Second round win.
They can't keep getting away with this.
Get away with that. Fnatic have been poor in pistol rounds here, but great at the follow-ups.
But then even worse in the follow-up
And
to
then
that.
even worse in round 3. Let's hope that doesn't continue, because they need a way back into this game.
I get your crosshair and I'm back.
He gets his crosshair and he's back. That's all he needed. Hell, I think we all need Kayak's crosshair. Zeiss, he needs a break.
Yeah. And the coaches have like a technical pause. It's all right. They'll somehow win this round. Elite. Hey, look, see? There you go. Sadak's already managed to get one. Elite also has a Guardian. What are we worrying about, guys? This is normal.
Fnatic get the right protocols there. They fall back a little bit. Oh, that's hilarious. Alpha has an outlaw, and he sprinted over like, oh, there's a spare rifle for me now. And they threw it off the map.
Yeah, you know, but he's going to get more with the outlaw in theory. He's got a new crosshair. That's really going to help him with his outlaw shots.
He wanted that. I think he wanted that Vandal, but you know,
He doesn't get to make choices.
Being made for him. Fair enough. Well, that's played back in the comms. I'm sure he had a hilarious reaction to that. Pistol still, and like you said, look, no shields, light shields for Sugetsu. Alpha's got the right weapon for it. The right tool for the job. And only one man waiting for them on the C side. It's a low buy, so that Cypher not as scary as it could be. No traps. Nothing to be worried about except the weapon in his hand. Elite is the man with the Guardian. He's the man with a chance in these fights, and Alpha, he might not have gotten that with a Vandal.
Who knows?
Oh, no, no.
This is an interesting decision. I think he's still, in his mind, he's still playing the chamber. Thinking, okay, we've got to get back into my TP range. Or just wanted to try and pad the stats. Aves should be dead and will be. Semblance of normality being brought back to what has been a manic. Oh, no.
You're speaking too soon again.
No, it's not.
They've got rifles
it's
now.
fine.
Thank
it's
God.
fine. Sugetsu's too far away. The clock is already gone. Boaster's gonna get the last 2 kills. It's fine. It's fine. Everybody, your heart rate is gonna slowly drop back down. Everybody breathe. Deep breath.
I'm telling you, that Devard must have a damn good cardiologist.
How's he not bald? I think he wears a wig.
I must be. When will he wear wigs? When will you wear wigs, Tom? I remember you pulled one out, what, 2 years ago? It looked good, man.
That was for GB.
You and Golden Boy? Yeah, you look great. You should do it again.
I'll do anything.
Give the fans what they want.
Anything.
Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to test that, dude.
Don't ask
down to
questions
your own
you don't want to
discretion.
know the answer to.
Well, 1 round between them now.
The more I say it, the more sadistic it sounds. So we're going to move on. Anything, though. We do have ourselves a close ult or 2. And we got rifles. I'm always happy to see a rifle. These guys just be normal. Fnatic, though, have brought this back. And it's becoming a scarier prospect for KC. As I said, in recent times, they've been better on their defense, but historically, Fnatic were always masters of this attack. And also the teams they were up against, no offense to KC, were of a higher caliber. Come on. You'd expect the double duelists, obviously, to be better on that attack side, so not having that buffer might be a little bit tougher.
I'm spitting today. A few shots fired out towards Rubble. Players spotted, but the repeat necessary to contain that info. Martin flashes through, tries to open the door for Static. He ends up falling. Naves trading, though, it's kept even. They took out Kayak, the man with the showstopper.
They stay in front of this. There's only...
Well, no, they got to fall back.
Oh, sexy. I was thinking maybe someone would try and get aggressive in front of it, but instead they will fall back, going into the plant with 5 seconds on it. No denial, but they have stopped the aggression. And in the meantime, they have picked off everyone else. Alfier's new crosshair is going to be put to the test. He's going to try and spam through the smoke. Bullets now becoming an issue as he has to reload, but they're still not on this. They're hoping they can kill him off. Maybe once that smoke fades. They've still got time to play with. They're not quite covering, though. Aves has let go once again. This time they're covering while Sugetsu allowed the shot. We got there in the end.
Yeah, that was a little bit spooky. Look at the HP left on these players. The regen shields from our team brought him back up to 50. But the rest were in the danger zone, and then some. 61, actually. Still, he tanked those 2 shots either way. The rest of the squad just won, and considering he was a bullet away from dropping Aves on that defuse the first time, this could have been a much spookier round, but one that KC convert anyways. 9-7, 2-round gap, and although Fnatic come in with a showstopper, although they come in with a Nightfall, the weaponry is not looking good. Only 2 rifles to play with.
They got a rifle and Kayak.
Yeah,
That's like half their kills. I'll be fine.
certainly hasn't stopped them before.
That's the, you look at the kill spread on KC, the difference is 2 between the whole team, and between Kayak and Chronicle is 10. It really does feel like he's had to put on a show and almost carry them through the defense part. But on the attack, when he's being sent through first, it becomes a much tougher task for him to do things individually. No surprise, though, that he has one of the rifles, even with the showstopper. They could have just sent him through, hope he gets to pick the showstopper, and maybe they get an extra gun, but with how good he's been, let him keep both.
He's already sent through, it doesn't even catch. Let's just ignore that. Doesn't even catch Chronicle. But KC, you're able to win the battles nonetheless. It was a solid opening from Aves. Some not so well placed utility, but 5 versus 2 anyways. The showstopper won't be committed here, and spike down and well protected. This round looks to be put to bed already. It's only Crashy's in the way. A classic in his hand.
30 seconds left.
No chance to get that across the line. It is an in-zone flawless for KC. Double digits now secured.
Yeah, really nice couple of rounds from them. The amount of delay and sort of patience in the last round, and in this one it was winning the fights against the players they needed to. That's what they get an in-zone flawless, and you slow-mo him missing his nade. That is toxic.
Andy, we're going to be having words after this game.
We found the Fnatic fan.
We're going to be having words after this game, I'll tell you that. But yeah, for Fnatic, a timeout called here, and it's a necessary moment to take a breather. 3 rounds behind, economy being put on the line in this round. 2 ultimates for them, but 5 on the other side. This is where KC could deny the slam dunk, deny the way back through, and just slam that door in Fnatic's face right as they look to walk back into this series.
I do like that Zeish's contribution there was to give a thumbs up that the team can't see. I like this. It was a good fun. Well done, guys. To be honest, they're in a relatively comfortable position, as you said. The ult economy is definitely in their favor. The overall credit economy is in their favor. I think they've, across the board, been having a better game other than Kayak. And that's always going to end up evening out. Unless you're May on DFM. Then sometimes that can be enough. 10-7. Fnatic looking close to losing their own map choice. And Icebox up next.
Blow something up.
Another classic Fnatic map, but KC happy to go there.
He's made the start, that's free control. KC have denied it completely. There's no rubble fight for Fnatic. Try as they might. Now they're sent back in the other direction. Still 2 players waiting, and I love this. Little jiggle peek coming through. Wow, that's more than a jiggle peek from Elite. Paranoia being held by Sugetsu. They're looking to fight for this round after the initial battle. In goes the showstopper, and it's a double for them. Sugetsu TPing across with his Paranoia and getting out for free. A 4v2 setup, and this was the danger. We talked about 5 ultimates for KC. Well, they still have 4, and the advantage is clearly in their favor. 50 seconds on the clock, and Fnatic with no ground. Very little chance to find a round that they very much need. KC looking close to a map 3 secured.
My team did have a gate crash on A, but that has now faded. He won't have the quick rotation. Sugetsu will. He is a little bit low on HP, so has to be careful, but has the vision above, and the kill on Chronicle is free. It was a showstopper that kicked it off, but it seems like it's Sugetsu might be there to finish. Althea left in a 1 versus 4 scenario, and well, even getting the spike down might be a little bit difficult. You could see that KC were just waiting for him to even start before they approached, before they looked to surround him, tag even further down. Well, he's not even going to get the 1. It is comfortable and controlled from Carmine Core.
Yeah, it's a great round. They had 5 ultis. They only commit 2. Both have huge impact. The Paranoia setup from Sugetsu lands everything it needs to, blinding those players, allowing him to TP across and follow up with another kill from the corner. This was it. They couldn't hear him.
30 seconds left.
Players Paranoia looked to fight back forward, and he'd already slipped through their grasp. 11 on the board, and then a From the Shadows that he used to relocate on top of the box. Delete the cross, I believe, of Crashy's. 4 rounds in it, but KC, they seem to be miles ahead. 22 kills for Kayak, but it's just not been enough to keep this map close. And after a dominant display on KC's map pick, Fnatic have gone missing here towards the end of this map.
Well, I think he had 20 in the first half.
He did.
So, like, he's cooled off. The role is definitely tougher on the attack, but you're kind of hoping that somebody else would step up in his wake. He's still going to get them the opener here, but Sugetsu has only got better heading onto this defensive side. Keeps them honest, keeps things even. But there are a couple of low players, him and Martin, tagged up. Although Martin's Outlaw is an operator in this round.
Yep. Shields are 25 across the board. With No contact being seen. This will just be a walk-up from Fnatic. They may be shift peeking into his angle. They use utility like the paranoia that's in play. That could give him a leg up, but it's actually the double peek through the door. Crashy's the first man in, finds his mark. Now seeing the turret. With Alpha down, the turret is too. They're back now, wide open, being approached on. Viper's Pit comes into play, but look at the ults on the other side. Fnatic still has that Nightfall to work with, and that is going to buy them a lot of information. They know where these players are. They can try to hunt down Chronicle. The Seas nade goes through, but he barely avoids a paranoia in. Perfectly timed. Crashies is there for another. A big round from this man. He's got the weaker weapon of the Guardian in his hand, but that may just give them the win. Chronicle's low, vulnerable to a spam. Doing so is risky, and that's exactly the danger we warned of. A double from Chronicle brings Fnatic up to 8.
He's there for the close, but it really felt like Crashy's coming alive when they needed him. The initial fight traded well, but it's those two entries. The first onto Martin, and then the second as they try and rotate back into the site.
One enemy remaining.
Decent hold from Fnatic, one that was definitely necessary. As we know, and I'm sure as KC will know, you can't give them a window back into a game, especially on Lotus.
Danger is certainly lurking on the attack side. Been denied a lot of space to start this out, but they've taken rubble. As a response, still conscious that could be something dangerous around any corner. There could be an off.
It's an interesting point, because I feel like most teams battle much harder on the A side of the map, but KC have been consistently battling C, and they've done that throughout the majority of this half.
Yeah, they very much have. I think we've seen a C's nade on A in one round that I remember. And even then, they immediately gave up control and fought harder to the left side. This is a change up in priorities to what we're used to seeing. Good reason. Fnatic are again moving towards this C site, but this time it's only Elite. He predicted that. Caught Boaster. The hat off his head gets them info, but no one is here to execute on the back of it.
Taking some control back towards Waterfall.
30 seconds
Martin
left.
does have the dimensional drift. It seems like Alva's trying to get ahead of it, and that's exactly what he's done. Sadak, though, still managed to trade things back even. Keep things close. Martin is slowly figuring out the picture of where these players are sitting. I don't think he spotted Crashies up above. Oh, this is a big mistake. Not spotting him there, and even from the top rope, he'll drop down. It is a 9th for Fnatic. The brutal battle of Alpha, and then the calm hands of Crashies.
That's exactly it, man. He just looked unshaken there. It being put down to a 1v1 in a round that if they lose, this map falls apart. KC on map point, likely to bring us to a third. And he just pulls out a classic, goes for the drop shot. His opponent knew where he was. Tried to wrap around the other side, but assuming, obviously, he would drop down, play the more passive role there. That's not Crashies, not right now. He's feeling it. That's 2 big rounds from him. And now 2 rounds between them as Fnatic close the gap, and the economy of KC starts to stretch thin. They've still got a decent amount of credits. Got that loss bonus building. That fight, it's decent. A 1-to-1 trade, but Fnatic looking to exploit the C site. This time, traps and Sagetsu close alongside Elite.
Not quite the operator I wanted, but Boaster does now have a sniper again. It's a read into the shields of the opponent. They're looking to get themselves into that post plant. Kayak has just been wrecked. These smoke shots from Elite have been sublime. They are still going to lose that space. Don't have the ults of their own, but they are going to get back in maybe a little bit quicker than Fnatic would like. They've immediately used themselves the Nightfall, and I think that has connected at least a bit.
Heard the Outlaw now.
Careful.
They know what they're up against, the big danger lurking. Oster not going for the reload, eventually does. Okay, back to 2 shots. Smoke off for spawn as well. Got to run through that. Boaster takes advantage of it to swing into Waterfall. He's found one. The second shot doesn't land, but Crashies again is there to pick up the pieces. A 1v1, a single shot for Fnatic, and they will stay alive here, closing the gap bit by bit, round by round, now just one away.
I had a feeling the KC timeout would be coming, but it's kind of a brutal one because these last couple of rounds have literally come down to one player. I don't think a lot of the decision-making has been particularly bad. It's just that Fnatic have started to come up clutch again. And maybe that's it. It's just that they want to try and quell the momentum, try and slow down their opponents in these clutch scenarios, because we are starting to get those extra pieces of Fnatic coming online. And more importantly for KC, if you're looking at the finances, this is going to be their last-ditch effort. This is going to be them having to put everything on the table. Dice is smaller than I remember.
Yeah, he has slowly receded into that chair.
His legs are actually in the next room. There we go. Wait a minute, can he hear me? That's very weird timing. I don't like that.
Well, he sat up and locked
Check
in.
headphones.
One round between them. That big lead for KC closed into a tiny gap. Boaster the best clutcher. That has been the case for a long time.
Yeah.
This guy is always putting clutches and always
feels
winning.
low for Boaster.
And the thing is as well, it's not, you know, you could be leading that stat with like, oh, the guy was in 4 clutches and he won 3 of them. Great. But this isn't the case. Boaster's in a lot of clutches. He's last alive a lot of the time. He shows up when he needs to. One round in between them. KC's economy spread thin. The final threads fraying from the loom, and KC could be left torn in pieces after what was a strong showing here on Lotus. A map pick of Fnatic for a reason.
Starting to let these rounds slip away. Boaster under serious pressure, and so is Kayak. This early start has been perfection. And while Crashies has been a hero a couple of times, but this would have to be the best of them. Left into a 1v4 with an ace needed. It should be KC now getting 12, and we mentioned it. Constant pressure put onto the C side with aggression. They switch it up. They catch them early on A. Oh, Crashies is desperately looking for a gap / a 1v1. He's found the gap. I don't think they're going to give him the 1v1.
This is the problem. You come back to a 4v1 retake, even getting the plant here, it's not going to be enough.
30
especially with the
seconds
traps still online on this C site. They'll know that he hasn't ran back to main. The leak close by, they might even be able to take the box of Waterfall. This becomes an impossible situation for Crashies. He goes for the open plant at least, but it's the cam and the traps keeping all of that info in their favor. He knows there's a cam here, wants to deal with it, but it's not active. That's late round info. There it is. They've just cleared it with the camera. They know that he should be close after breaking that trip, and they swing together. Perfectly played. No notes for the side of KC. I love the change up here. It's the still water that stagnates. They decide not to play that C play, instead stacking up for a trap on A, opening the door, throwing the paranoia in. They've got their C's and their nade, and every piece of utility lands exactly as it needs to.
The take is good. It's more so the timing as well. Like having the read that your opponents will do that. If they're not there, you've lost half your utility belt. Trying to kill off maybe a lurker or a player or two, but they got the read spot on. And now Fnatic are the ones on the brink. 12-10 down. They've got a couple of SMGs in the mix as well. It's definitely not ideal. And with the ultimates that are currently up against them, this could be a very tough round.
Landing in favor of KC. Now Fnatic close the distance. Nightfall goes in. They know there's a player close. Prowler confirms that info as another scene to the right side. They're answered back on with a Nightfall on the other side. KC, they've stopped the push. And the info now, look at even the ping going down. They're conscious that KC may have pushed up. They may have taken all this space on Rubble. Going back towards A presents many a risk. much utility needed to clear out those angles. Instead, they'll contact towards this side of the map, but that's where the showstopper was waiting. The B site held firmly by KC, and options running out for Fnatic. 4 versus 4.
Behind the box up close. I think that, yeah, I was going to say that gate crash isn't going to last for long, but he's got a second to be put into position, but he is not the point of call. The cam hasn't got the information. They've actually dodged. There we go. That's the information they needed to get to. Immediately looks to join back up with his teammate. The paranoia is incredibly well placed, and so is the snakebite. It's forced to get 2 out. And actually, they're just going to play this as a retake. I don't mind that. A dangerous fight that could have been taken. And whoa, speaking of dangerous fights, they've gone swinging.
Shadows traveling.
They wanted to try and get ahead of everything that KC had in the retake. Instead, they've given them a huge advantage.
Nothing to fall back on. Kayak was 1 kill away from the showstopper with him dead and gone. It's online, but it might not be able to be used before this map is over. Oster with a stinger up close. He needs so much value from this play. They'll flash in the smoke. They'll come out of it. The stinger does damage, but not enough. A 1v3 for Chronicle. One of the greatest players to grace the scene. And this could be the play to keep them alive. 17 health. And the time running low, but KC get there in the end. 13 to 10. 1 to 1.